Hey guys, today we are back at Cracker Barrel, and we're not here to show you any decorations, even though we might throw a few of them in the end of this video. We are here for the start of their new fall menu. It came out today. We're gonna head in here, order a couple things off of it, and if you see something you like, you might wanna head out to Cracker Barrel and try one of them. So are you ready, Bobby?
I'm ready.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
Let's take a look at the new fall menu for 2024. If you go to Cracker Barrel's website, these are the items that are listed. Starting off with the signature fried apple French toast bake. This is what I'm getting. You can see it's $10.99, but I'm gonna get it without the bacon. Hash brown casserole shepherd's pie. Bobby's gonna try this. Southern apple cobbler, we will try that at the end of the meal, and we're going to get a Granny Smith apple tea. Half gallon of the apple tea, $7.99. Granny Smith apple mimosas are $5.99 a glass or $19.99 a pitcher. They carried over their New York strip steaks. Bobby and I have a review on these. The day we were in there, these were amazing. I'm glad to see them staying on the menu. They come in a few different combinations. And a couple of French toast lattes. And today they also added 3 new items on their daily deals. Monday, the chicken and rice. And Saturday, they're gonna have Southern barbecue ribs. And on Sunday, they're gonna have pot roast. I just showed you the new daily dish items, but here's the whole week lineup. The country fried pork chops are now available on Tuesday. I think they used to be Saturday. There's your barbecue ribs and Sunday pot roast. I have to come back and try one of these. The barbecue ribs sound pretty good. Just in case you guys did not know, Cracker Barrel does catering. Complete meals to serve 10 or more starting at $8.99 per person. Here is just a quick scan of it. There's more pages than just this, but you can kind of see the prices. Let's start off first with the new Granny Smith apple tea. This is available until October 20th. Has bottomless refills. I love different iced teas, so I'm looking forward to trying this. Let's see what it says. A crisp and refreshing Granny Smith apple puree blended with our signature iced tea. It is $3.39 a glass. Look at the color on that, Bobby. It looks like a Granny Smith apple. Almost lose some of the tea coloring from it.
Are you going to mix that before you
try? Yep, I should mix it. I think last time we got that fiery Burger King Sprite and we didn't mix it, and you took a drink out of it and you got all that stuff at the bottom.
Even when I did mix it, that was hot. It didn't make a difference.
Well, you don't have to worry about this being hot today. If you guys are a fan of Granny Smith apples, I think you're gonna like this drink. Now, Granny Smith is usually sweet and tart. I get more sweetness from this than I do the tartness. You first get a strong flavor of the apple, then at the end, you can taste a little bit of the iced tea, but more apple flavor than anything. So I think, Bobby, you are gonna really enjoy this because I know you like apples.
I could smell the sour apples when he first brought this to the table. You can definitely taste the sour apple. It's a little tart, but more sweetness. I can get a hint of the tea. Kind of reminds me of a Jolly Rancher, the green ones. I would definitely order this one.
That's seasonal. You only have till October 20th to get it. Now let's try the shepherd's pie. Hash brown casserole shepherd's pie, $14.99. It's slow simmered pot roast in a home style gravy with carrots, peas, onions, celery, and mashed potatoes. Topped with a griddled hash brown casserole crust and a dollop of sour cream. I like the presentation of it, how it came out. Looks very good. You're in for a big meal, Bobby.
I like the cast iron skillet that comes out. It's a nice presentation. But there's some tomato on top of this, John.
Tomatoes weren't listed, Bobby.
I'm gonna try a little bit of everything. Now I thought I had a bite of everything, but I didn't. So I'm gonna go way down here and find the mashed potatoes.
Some big pieces of carrots
And
in
carrots. Look at that big chunk of roast beef, John.
there. That's a big piece, Bobby.
And you have big slices of onions and carrots.
And the mashed potatoes, let me see. Pull that back, let me take a look to see if I can see the mashed potatoes. There they are.
Yeah, I don't want to mess it up too bad. It was so pretty.
Sour cream, I don't know what that's gonna bring to that.
I've only had shepherd's pie one other time. And when I had it, the mashed potatoes were on top. In this one, they're on the bottom. So I don't get a lot of flavor of the mashed potatoes because of everything else that's on it with the gravy. The hash brown casserole adds a crispy texture to it. There's big chunks of carrots and onions. The meat is rich and savory. You can tell it's been cooked slow and on a low heat because it's very tender. If you cook pot roast too fast on high heat, it'll be tough and chewy. This is just another excellent comfort dish for the fall.
It looks like a fall item, even though it's 92 degrees outside.
Yeah, we're not ready for fall yet. And my meal came with a biscuit and cornbread.
Wonder what it'd be like with that sour cream that's on top.
You'll have to try it when you take your bite.
I might have to. Now the tomatoes were not in the description, so could you taste those?
Only when I tried them by themselves. I think the onions and tomato add a pretty garnish to the dish.
That's probably the reason they're on there. All right, I'm gonna try it. I don't know where to begin, Bobby. I guess I'll get a big piece of this roast beef.
How about that big carrot I saved for you?
You know what? I'll go ahead and try it.
They have very good carrots.
Soft carrot. I could get some of these
They're sweet.
hash browns. And get some of the mashed potatoes down in there somewhere. Where are they?
They're way down there.
So I got some of the mashed potatoes. Put some sour cream on there. Got the crispy part of those hash browns on top. Let's try it. I think, Bobby, you were talking about how tender this roast beef is. It is. It can tell they slow roasted that for a long time. It's not chewy or tough at all. I think the sour cream makes the difference in that. I tried it both with some sour cream and plain. I like it better with the sour cream, and I was kind of wondering what that was doing on there. It just gives it a different flavor. I enjoy the gravy that's in there. I had that carrot. Couldn't really taste it. It was so soft, it just kind of melted in my mouth. It blended in with everything else. And the crispiness from those hash browns on top, I think makes a difference than just having the creamy mashed potatoes, because I always like that little extra crunch. I think this is a great dish. I ordered my meal, signature fried apple French toast bake. It is $10.99. It's thick cut country bread soaked in vanilla custard, topped with cream cheese filling, baked to a golden brown, and topped with our signature fried apples. You can see them, they're just glistening away, and a brown sugar streusel. Now a streusel, I'm used to seeing that crumbly stuff on top. This was all baked together, the streusel and the cheesecake filling. So it's kind of melted and it has that brown sugar glaze on top. It's not your normal looking streusel on it.
See some through here.
Yeah. I asked somebody because I was expecting the crunchy brown sugar crumbly stuff to be on top. It looks very good, and it has butter pecan syrup. Let's get started. Let's try it without the syrup. I want to try an apple by itself. We've had these before in here. These have the peeling on the side, and these are fried apples. The apple is very tender and hot and sweet. When they caramelize these and they fry these up, I think they're in there with butter. That blends in well, and I know the tartness kind of blends in from the Granny Smith, but I don't get a lot of tart flavor from it. It's mainly just sweet. We've had these before because you can order these as a side, and I didn't know until today you can actually buy these in the store. We will show those to you before we leave. Now let's try the bread. So this is baked French toast. So it's not going to be as crispy as frying it on a griddle. I was thinking this was sourdough bread or French bread. It's challah bread, I think is how you pronounce it. I wasn't sure what challah bread is, but we've had the French toast here before, so that's what I had last time. I'll just show it to you. I think what they do, I think they just cut up a bunch of pieces and just bake it all together. It's just taking on all the flavors of the apples and that strudel and the brown sugar that's baked into it. It's soft and sweet. I'm going to try it the way you're probably supposed to eat it, with the apples on it. So let me just get something at the top here. Look at that. I looked up the bread, and it says it's like a brioche bread, but it's sponge-like, and that's what it reminds me of, a sponge. It's soaking up all that stuff. All right, here we go. Let me just dip a little bit of it in the syrup. Dipping it in that syrup, you get a buttery flavor from it, and then the sweetness just kicks in from all the streusel and brown sugar that's on that, and the cinnamon. If you like sweet stuff, you're gonna like this, but you know what? I don't think it's overly sweet where it's sickening. I think the bread's kind of absorbing that. It's very good. And you get a little texture from the skins being on these apples. I would order this again. I highly recommend this one also. And I think I said earlier, this is baked, so it's not as crispy as the other. It's very soft.
Got the apple and the bread. I'm not going to dip mine this time in this syrup. This is very good. The bread reminds me of sponge cake. It's a little sweet, but not overly sweet. Then you add the apples that are soft, have the cinnamon and brown sugar on them, so there's a little more sweetness. The only thing that would make this dish better is if they took the peelings off the apples, but that's my preference.
You didn't try it with the butter pecan syrup.
You don't need it. It's sweet enough on its own.
And you don't. It just brings a little more butter flavor to it. It might be better without that extra butter flavor.
I wanted to come back on and let you guys see all the big chunks of pot roast in this dish, and I've already eaten several pieces of it.
I could make a sandwich out of that, I think.
You could.
It's that big. And the more I eat of this, the more the custard flavor comes through inside this bread. I'm going to finish it. I'm not sure if we'll finish that, but we're going to try. The last thing we're trying today, the new Southern Apple Cobbler. This is available until October 20th. It's $5.99. It's warm cinnamon apples topped with a flaky crust and a drizzle of caramel and some vanilla ice cream. Let Bobby try it before the ice cream melts.
I like the big spoon they gave us. You get way down in this. This is very warm. The ice cream's starting to melt. Hope I can keep it on my spoon. Look how big those apple pieces are. They're very soft and hot. I think they're the same apples that you had on your meal, John.
I think they are.
They make the crust in-house. It's very buttery and flaky. Get a little bit of the caramel sauce on it. It's a very good dessert. I just wish they would take the peelings off, but I can deal with it.
I looked that up about the peelings. It said that Cracker Barrel's fried apples are so popular because they have the peelings on them.
So most people like the peelings.
I guess that's just what it said on the internet when I put that in, because I was wondering about that myself.
I just got to be different.
I better eat this pretty quick, Bobby. It's going to melt. Reminds me of that day we got that hot fudge sundae at the Old Mill Creamery. Before we could even start talking, the ice cream had already melted.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get some of this caramel in there, a little bit of this apple, and some of this crust. I think I've got it all. The apples are bringing that sweetness again, along with the crust that has a lot of sugar flavor to it. I get a lot of brown sugar flavor in there. Have a little bit of that caramel sauce, which gives you a little butter flavor. The ice cream, even though I could see it on my spoon, I couldn't really taste it, I think, because it just kind of got washed away with all the sweetness of everything else. Gave you that cold texture. It's pretty good. I would order this too. And these are big apples. Let's take a look at our receipt. The hash brown casserole shepherd's pie, $14.99. Apple tea, $3.39. Apple French toast bake, $9.79. The reason mine is cheaper is because I didn't get the bacon. I knew I'd be helping Bobby eat that shepherd's pie. I didn't need all that extra meat. Baked apple cobbler, $5.99. Grand total, $36.21. Told you guys I would show you the fried apples if you want to take them home. There they are, $6. And they also have blackberry cobbler filling, peach, and chow chow, and the same apple butter you get when you're here, and the different syrups. I didn't know you could buy those. Learned something. You know what, since we're doing a fall video, we'll just show you a couple items in here. This glitter globe with the scarecrow is $40.
I like this house.
$40 on the house. There's a gnome.
Bought this candle the last time I was here for $8.
Great pumpkin tea for $17. We still watch that show. I'm not gonna go over all the prices. We should have came in here and did a full review of this stuff. Didn't realize they had this much. All right, let's go to the other side. Look at this flower. It is $20.
I like this welcome light sign for $80. The turkey platter is $27.
Another glitter globe. Salt and pepper shakers. A lot of different stuff. Look at this squirrel. All these miniature pumpkins inside of them. The pumpkins are $1.99 each. Look at this salt and pepper shaker.
I have a hand towel with a turkey for $8.
Gnome salt and pepper shakers.
We thought they were done with the gnomes, but I guess
did.
Brought them back for the fall items.
Some pillows on the bottom.
Look how cute this outfit is for a little girl. I love those pants, $27.
Stack of pumpkins is $100 and it says it's for outdoor use. We just left Cracker Barrel after trying out their new fall menu for 2024. And you know what's funny about it? It's a fall menu and there was no pumpkin spice in that. That's normally what you see in a fall menu. This one was apple-based. What'd you think about it, Bobby?
I enjoyed the shepherd's pie. I think it's a great addition to add to their fall menu. It's a hearty meal. I really enjoyed the tea. I would definitely order that next time we come back here. I think that would be a good refreshing drink for Thanksgiving. The Southern Apple Cobbler, I liked it also, especially the crust. It was very flaky and buttery.
Southern Apple Cobbler was sweet, but the crust was very good with all that sugar that was on it. It just brought more sweetness to it with those fried apples. Now, if you guys want a good breakfast, but don't mind a little bit of sweetness, I highly recommend that fried apple French toast. You guys have had the fried apples here at Cracker Barrel. I don't really need to tell you what they taste like. If you like them, you're gonna enjoy them on top of that French toast, because that French toast is like a spongy piece of bread and it absorbs all that sweetness from the fried apples and that cheesecake filling, the brown sugar. I know that sounds very sweet. So I was shocked that it wasn't sickening sweet, just the right amount of sweetness. I would definitely order that again. And the Granny Smith tea. When you first drink it, you get a lot of apple flavor. You can definitely tell those are Granny Smith apples, but there's not a lot of tartness to it. And then the tea takes over as an aftertaste. You guys will enjoy that if you want to try that. It's unlimited refills on that. And Bobby's Shepherd's Pie, the hash brown casseroles, giving it a little bit of crispiness on the top. The creamy mashed potatoes in there. Big pieces of pot roast in there, and they were very tender. If you're a fan of Cracker Barrel's pot roast, you're gonna love this shepherd's pie, especially if you like the mashed potatoes. It's all blended in. It reminded me of those bowls kinda of what you get at KFC with everything mixed in. So I had a great trip here to Cracker Barrel, and I'm sure we will be back to try one of those new daily specials, maybe the ribs on Saturday sometime.
Wanted to thank our waiter Nick for taking such good care of us. Don't forget to check out some of their fall decorations. They have a lot of pretty things in there. So if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
Yeah, so until we meet again,
J&B,
have left the building.